and democracy compatible, I cannot think of a single Democrat who would be threatening the life of Mr. Haqqani to stop him from attending any kind of debate. And my absence tonight in Mexico illustrates the fact that Islam and democracy are so incompatible that those who want to practice pure Islam make it impossible for me to attend a debate with Mr. Haqqani. I regret saying that, but that is what it boils down to.
The difference that we have is that I do not believe in this notion of pure Islam. Yes, there are people who claim their Islam is pure, but there are others who claim there is an other pure Islam. So the question should not be phrased as, is Islam compatible with democracy? But phrased as, why is it that a majority of the Muslim world does not have democracy? That is an empirically accessible question. That is a political question. That is a sociological question. When people try to create a dichotomy between Islam and democracy, or Islam and modernity, or Islam and miniskirts, all of those are false dichotomies because they reduce it all to a theological argument, and the world of theology has more arguments than any other part of human existence.
If I am raped, my testimony is worth half of my rapists. This is Sharia, this is the law. For me to prove in a Sharia court that I've been raped, I have to produce 4 witnesses, all male, who've watched the act. In the 7th century, patriarchal Arabia, that might have seemed progressive. But in the 21st century context, when we have discovered and are trying to establish in many parts of the world, and in democratic parts, human rights are established, I do not want to go backward.
But there is no empirical evidence that every Muslim who is inspired by Islam wakes up in the morning thinking of, who am I going to kill today? And nor is it true that Islam is the only motivator of violence in the world. I will also argue that those people who threaten you are acting in the name of Islam. It is not an integral part of Islam that they should threaten you. And to make it sound as if it's an integral part of Islam is an injustice to those of us who are trying to mobilize the Muslim world in a democratic manner, in a reformist manner, in a liberal manner, and in a manner in which it becomes more compatible with the rest of the world rather than less compatible.
The reason why people, regardless of their race, their color, their language, their geography, and are now fans of bin Laden is because what he is saying is consistent with what is in the holy scriptures of the Muslims, the Quran and the example of the Prophet Muhammad. So, yes, Ambassador Haqqani is right. It is political, but it's politics inspired in the name of Islam. It is sociology inspired in Islam. Attitudes to women drawn from the Quran and from the example of the Prophet. The best thing we can do is identify Muslims universally as human beings like us, endowed with reason, and identify Islam as a set of beliefs to be incompatible with the notions of freedom and with democracy, and scrutinize and criticize Islam as such.
My point is that Ayaan Hirsi Ali and many other people use the word Islam to describe a group within Islam. It is like using the word Christian for one man or a small group of people. So there are various relationships between people and their faith, various relationships between people and their religions. Let's not try and use the ideology of the extremist element acting in the name of Islam for Islam bashing. Then that creates a gulf between Muslims on the one hand and non-Muslims on the other, and closes the door for dialogue instead of opening them for dialogue.